Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report by Global News, the United States launched massive airstrikes against Iran early Sunday, targeting around 140 military sites, including missile and drone launch facilities and ammunition depots. This military action came in response to an Iranian attack on a Cyprus-flagged container ship in the Strait of Hormuz, which left the vessel ablaze and one Indian crew member missing. In retaliation, Iran executed strikes against multiple neighboring Arab countries that host U.S. forces, including Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Jordan, and Oman. Qatar reported intercepting incoming fire, which caused minor shrapnel injuries, while Oman reported drone strikes in areas bordering the strategic waterway. Oman subsequently summoned the Iranian ambassador to protest the irresponsible attacks. The sudden escalation of violence has cast a shadow of doubt over the future of the interim 60-day ceasefire agreement reached between the U.S. and Iran on June 17th, which mediators from Qatar, Pakistan, and Egypt are still actively trying to salvage. Furthermore, Iran's new supreme leader, Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei, issued a statement vowing to carry out the nation's will and avenge his father's death, further fueling regional tensions. According to UPI, Britain's Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood announced on Monday that Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, along with two other groups, will be designated as national security threats under new government powers. The other two organizations are the Islamic Movement of Companions of the Right, IMCR, and Russia's GRU Volunteer Corps. Under this new legislation, providing any level of support to the IRGC will be a criminal offense, punishable by up to 14 years in prison. Furthermore, individuals participating in acts of sabotage on behalf of these designated groups could face life imprisonment, subject to parliamentary approval later this week. Prime Minister Keir Starmer emphasized that these measures are intended to prevent Britain from becoming a playground for foreign states attempting to spread fear, division, and violence. The IMCR has been linked to multiple attacks on Jewish and Israeli communities in the UK, including a March arson attack on ambulances in London. MI5 reports indicate that at least 20 Iranian-backed plots targeting UK citizens were identified over the past year. According to UPI, the administration of U.S. President Donald Trump has expanded its economic campaign against the Cuban government by imposing sanctions on the Ministry of Tourism and 9 other state-owned and paramilitary entities. The measures authorized under a May executive order aim to restrict the island's primary sources of foreign revenue and pressure groups accused of monitoring and repressing political opponents. Among the targeted organizations are Cuba's Ministry of Tourism, key export and transport firms, and groups like the Rapid Response Brigades and the Territorial Troops Militia. Under the sanctions, all U.S.-based properties and assets of these entities are blocked, and transactions with them are strictly prohibited for U.S. citizens and companies. Tourism historically accounted for about 14% of Cuba's exports and nearly 8% of its gross domestic product. However, recent U.S. pressure has already prompted major international hotel chains to reduce or withdraw operations. Economists warn these departures could devastate Cuba's struggling tourism sector, which is already suffering alongside a severe domestic economic and energy crisis marked by nationwide power grid failures. According to TechCrunch, Apple's recently filed 41-page trade secrets lawsuit against OpenAI outlines a series of astonishing allegations regarding a coordinated effort to extract confidential information. The complaint claims that OpenAI's misconduct was led from the top and integrated into its corporate culture. Among the most striking claims is that OpenAI's chief hardware officer, Tang Yutan, a former Apple executive, directed job candidates from Apple to bring actual hardware parts, prototypes, and CAD designs to their interviews. Additionally, the lawsuit alleges that former Apple engineer Chang Liu accessed Apple's secure networks through an authentication bug and bragged about it in messages found on another employee's laptop. Apple also claims OpenAI actively coached departing Apple employees on how to bypass security protocols and avoid immediate termination to buy more time to harvest trade secrets. With over 400 former Apple employees now at OpenAI, Apple suggests these allegations are just the tip of the iceberg and hopes the discovery process will uncover the true scale of the misappropriation. OpenAI responded briefly on X, stating they have no interest in other companies' trade secrets. According to a report by Al Jazeera, a deadly fire has engulfed a popular pub on a busy street in Bangkok, Thailand, leaving survivors to recount scenes of horror. As families search for missing loved ones, local police have launched an investigation into potential fire safety lapses. Key areas of focus for the investigators include reports of locked or blocked exit doors, which may have trapped patrons inside, and the use of highly flammable decorative materials that contributed to the rapid spread of the blaze. The tragic incident has raised urgent questions regarding safety regulations and enforcement within Bangkok's hospitality industry. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.